Hello friends, this video on body fluids and circulation part 8 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. We will look at the next grouping of blood, that is RH grouping. So now we got to know that okay, these four types of blood groups exist. Now there is another thing which exists. You would have heard people saying that my blood group is B positive. My blood group is O negative. So what is this positive and negative? So now we are going to talk about that positive negative factor. So that is known as RH grouping. So RH is also an antigen which is present on the surface of the red blood cells. But this antigen is not necessarily present in all red blood cells. It is not present in case of all persons. So in some human beings it is present, in some human beings it is not present. So wherever you have the RH antigen present, you say RH positive. Wherever you have the RH antigen not present, you call it RH negative. It is as simple as that. Now from where do we get this term RH? Now this is named after rhesus. So it was first discovered from the rhesus monkeys, and that is why it got the name rhesus factor or RH. So RH positive and RH negative. Now these are of two types based on their presence or absence. So RH positive if RH antigen is present, RH negative if RH antigen is absent. So now you can quickly understand it or interpret it in your own way, that if a person has blood group B, okay, and if the RH antigen is also present, that means the person is B positive. If a person's blood group is O and the RH antigen is absent, then he is O negative. So that is how we derive the blood group of a person. Now it has been observed that most of the animals are RH positive. That is, most of the animals have RH antigen. There are lesser number of animals which do not have this antigen. Right? Now again, blood transfusion should occur only between similar RH group. That means if the donor is RH positive, then the acceptor should also be RH positive. If the donor is RH negative, then the acceptor should also be RH negative. So only positives with positives, similarly only negatives with negatives. So that is a very important thing, and that is where the compatibility of RH factor also comes into picture. So it is not only the compatibility between the four blood groups, it is also the compatibility between the two RH groups. So during blood transfusion, both the factors need to be taken care of, that both should be positive or both should be negative, and also the blood group should be compatible. So now we will discuss one example of RH incompatibility. Now this RH incompatibility, what is this? This is basically a condition which is commonly seen in pregnant women with RH negative. Now let us suppose that if the mother is RH negative, okay. So the mother is RH negative, okay. And now if this lady is pregnant and let us say that the baby is RH positive. So this is the scenario where this condition of RH incompatibility might arise. So let us see how or what happens. Now, as I said, the mother is RH negative and the infant is RH positive, but these two are not getting mixed up because they are separated by the placenta. Right? You have a layer called placenta which is actually separating the blood of the mother and the baby. So both are staying separated, so there is no risk. Now what would happen if they mix up somehow? Let us first try to understand that. Now, in a very similar lines, like if the blood is RH positive, then anti-RH positive, antibodies RH positive will attack them. So this will attack and it will destroy them. Similarly, if the blood is RH negative, then antibodies RH negative will attack them and destroy them, because similars will repel, so similars will attack, right? So if the mixing happens, then the positive antibodies in the mother's body or the negative antibodies in the mother's body might spoil the antigens of the baby. But however, as long as this baby is inside the womb and is separated by placenta, there is no chance of mix-up. But now during delivery, when the baby is actually getting delivered, there are chances that the Rh positive blood of the baby gets exposed, or a few drops of it might enter into the mother's blood. Now as soon as some positive Rh positive antibodies enter, so these antibodies, positive antibodies, are produced because this Rh positive blood is like a foreign particle inside the mother's body, right? Because the mother's body is used to with Rh negative blood. So if a small little bit of Rh positive enters, so they are like foreign particles, and as a result antibodies are produced against them. Correct? Now let us suppose that the same woman gets pregnant for the second time, and again the baby is Rh positive. In that case, there is a big risk. Now there are chances that these antibodies which were produced. So here you see the green colored structures. These structures are nothing but they are the positive antibodies which were produced against the Rh positive blood which was exposed during delivery. Now these positive antibodies during pregnancy, at the beginning of the pregnancy, some of these antibodies might enter into the infant's body, and they can attack and kill the RBCs of the infant. So what can be the result? The infant will not have enough RBCs. Now RBC is that component of blood which carries hemoglobin. So as a result, this baby can suffer from anemia. In extreme conditions, if all the RBCs are spoiled by these antibodies, it can even result in death. What can be other scenarios? It can sometimes, in certain cases, it can also cause jaundice. So depending upon the severity of the destruction of the RBCs, any of these might happen. So this condition is known as Rh incompatibility. So what is the solution for this? It is very important that if a woman is Rh negative and the baby is Rh positive, immediately after the delivery, the blood of the female should be checked that there are no positive antibodies which have been produced. In case they have been produced, some injections should be given in order to kill these antibodies so that these kind of risks do not happen during the delivery of the second baby. So this is the Rh incompatibility scenario. So I hope the concept is clear. So now you know why the concept of different blood groups and what about the compatibility or incompatibility between different blood groups. So with this, we got enough idea about different blood groups. So what are the all possible blood groups you think? So now you can see some of us are A positive, some of us are A negative, some of us are B positive, some of us are B negative, O positive, O negative, AB positive, AB negative. So these are all possible blood groups. So plus minus denotes the presence or absence of the Rh antigen, and AB and O denotes the type of antigen which is present on the surface of the red blood cells. So if you talk about compatibility, as I already discussed, plus and plus are compatible, minus and minus are compatible, and the blood groups, as you know, the same blood groups are compatible, like A and A are compatible, B and B are compatible, AB compatible, O compatible, and O is the universal donor, AB is the universal acceptor. So this is our conclusion based on whatever we have studied so far with blood. So I think we have reached towards the end of our discussion on blood. So now we will talk about the second body fluid, that is lymph. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.